we live? And how about the live broadcast? Are we live on broadcast?
Yep, you're good to go.
Cool. Okay, so I know, as many of you know, that the 14 has just dropped today. And first off, my name is Jay Sanzo. I'm here with Techie. We own a store in Cape Coral, Florida. And we specialize in phone repairs. Not only just regular phone repairs, but we also do glass onlys on our iPhones, on our Samsungs, on our iPads, and our Apple Watches. I have the pleasure of working with Mike Schmitz. He's a very skilled refurbishing in Samsungs. He's one of the best in the country, you know, bar none. There's Javier Verdugo. Sorry if I mispronounced your last name, Javier. But I'll hope to see you at the expo next coming month. There's Tony Pham. I totally respect. Who else? Mike is in that you know of that are refurbished. Jeffrey. Alex Zavala as well, if you guys know Alex Zavala. And is there anything?
Gino.
Who?
Gino.
Gino. Yes. And yeah, there's very few of us that actually know how to do this. And practically what it is what we do here is we remove the glass away from the display. And this glass is what, $5, right?
Cheap.
It's cheap, you know. And before I go ahead with the teardown, we're going to be doing a iPhone 14 Pro Max and what looks to be a regular 14. See that? This one's brand new in the box today. And we're going to be doing this both live and recording. But before I go with the teardown, I've always admired these people on YouTube. If you guys recognize, you know, people like Marcus Brownlee, Lou from Lou Later, iJustine, she's amazing, and who else? Jonathan Morrison, who I've had the pleasure to actually meet and on the Apple campus over in California. You know, so these guys, these people, and many more. You know, there's many more who does YouTube video for reviewing electronic devices such as these. You know, and there's a lot of you know, a lot of popularity with this stuff. You know.
How's it going, man?
How you doing? Give us one moment.
Thank you.
You go sign here.
Got mail in.
No, that's all right. I like going through here. It's like we're doing something wrong.
Yeah. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
All
What's
right.
the last name?
Thank you.
So, sorry for the interruption, guys.
FedEx.
They're never late. So let's begin. What I'd like to do is, first off, let's show you guys this 14. You know, and we're going to be doing a teardown on this 14. Look at that. I mean, it's no different than the 13. The 13 looks very similar with the 14. So that's that. And here we have a 14 Pro Max. Nice in gold. Now the person who helped us get these will like to be remaining anonymous. Thank you for that, for you know, hooking us up with this. I love it. We're gonna be the first to tear this down, and I'm sure there's some teardowns already being made at the moment. You know, so I guess I could say we're gonna be one of the first. This comes in gold, and the camera, the sockets, they look a little bit larger than the 13 Pro Max. So look at that. Let's see what's underneath here. Wow. I don't know if you guys can see that. Look how beautiful that is. Let's turn it on. Turning on. And there's been some sort of controversy with the pill-looking camera right here, but I like it. I think it suits it very well. Let's go in English. Let's go through the settings real quick. continue without Wi-Fi. This is the first unlock, so we want to make sure that this is working good, you know?
And it's the eSIM, right?
This is the eSIM, so there's no SIM tray, as you can see. Holding it is very similar to holding a 13 Pro Max.
I think it's slightly larger.
It is slightly larger. Okay, using settings, skip. We're just gonna skip through all this. Let's go through all that. Agree. Continue. Let's go.
Hi, I'm
Next.
Siri.
Go. Yeah. Perfect. So, before I go forward with this, look at that. Not now. Before I go forward with this, I'd like to talk about displays. Me and Mike, we run an operation here, a business where, for Techie, where we repair phones. We like to make sure that we help everybody out with their repairs, with their broken devices, and what we do here, we also make sure that our repairs are more economical to our customers. One way we've been doing that, me and Mike, is by saving them more money. We've been charging them cheaper prices by saving them by just cutting the glass only. We're not just giving them whole units. This is an iPhone Pro 13 Pro Max, an iPhone Pro 13 Pro Max. As you can see here, this is the part. And as a business that me and Mike run, we make money off of helping people and repairing these devices. However, for us, we have to buy these parts. And we have to make sure that these parts are readily available for our customers. So, for example, for the past year, the 13 Pro and the 13 Pro Max,
Keep going.
the 13 Pro and 13 Pro Max have been in the market as original displays. And is that, sorry, we were getting a call at the moment, but excuse us for that. Anyways, what I'm trying to get at is that for the past year, the 13 Pro Max and the 13 Pro, respectively, haven't really had a real aftermarket in the market, an aftermarket part. Now, this is a 13 Pro, regular 13 that's in the market. This is an aftermarket part. As you can see here, I'm going to open up. Take a look at this. This is a non-genuine part. This is a part that costs $80 for us, and then in turn we charge the labor for our customers, And this is only if the customer comes with a damaged display, because there's the glass only, because the glass only cracks first, and then there's the display. The display is what creates the image. Now, if the glass is only cracked, but their image is still functioning, that means we can just remove the glass only, and then separate that old glass and put a new glass onto the 13 display. That way they can remain with the original display. That way they can have no display message or no error message on their display saying that this display is not genuine, and that remedies that situation. And also, they don't have to have a aftermarket part. Now for the 13, the reason why people go for the aftermarket part for the 13 is because it's cheaper. Because the original part, or a premium part, I would say, would run you close to $200 plus, maybe $250, $230, whatever, what have you, and then you'd have to charge the customer more for that, And from what I've seen in our market and where I'm from, a lot of people like to have a more economical price, and people hardly like to pay more than $250. If it's more than $250, they're just gonna go. They'd rather just go to the insurance, or go to some type of warranty, And this aftermarket offers an option for a more economical price point. Now these parts, they run at $80 currently right now, and it is an aftermarket part. However, moving forward, we're not so sure if that's the same case. Now we have the 14 which we have right here, the 14 Plus, the 14 Pro, and the 14 Pro Max. And from what I'm seeing from the 14 Pro and the 14 Pro Max is that they have a true motion display. This true motion display is 120 hertz. It runs at 120 hertz, and same goes with the iPhone 13 Pro and the 13 Pro Max. I believe, and this is my opinion, that the reason they haven't created an aftermarket part for the 13 Pro and 13 Pro Max is because of the true motion display. I think it's hard to replicate that in an aftermarket part. And the same technology goes with the 14 Pro and the 14 Pro Max. More so now that they has the pill technology. How are they going to replicate that in an aftermarket part? I have no idea. It's already been over 1 year since the 13 Pro Max and the 13 Pro has been released, and there's a non-aftermarket part for it. There is for the 13 and the 13 Mini, but the 13 Pro and 13 Pro Max, there's none. And that's where me and Mike come in. We like to be able to repair these things for our customers and help our customers out with a more economical price point by just removing the glass, given that their display is still intact. So that's the remarkable abilities that me and Mike have, and that's what we like to show on screen. I know it's dragging a lot, but I like to communicate with the people that aren't aware of what me and Mike do. We're going to show it in a little bit, but I'd like to explain to the people that don't know any of this stuff, that aren't aware of any of what we do, because what we do is very remarkable, and it's something that a lot of people take for granted, maybe, right, Mike?
Yeah.
So let's go ahead. Let's start with this guy. 14. We're gonna take this apart right now. I'm gonna put it on the heat element. I have it at 106. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tear it all apart. Hopefully I don't damage it, But if I do, it's all right. Because this is the first time we've opening one up. I've seen photos of people opening these things up, and there's only so much you can extrapolate from photos, So I like to be able to showcase what we do here, and let's take a quick. And I'm not gonna tear it down all the way. I'm just gonna tear down the basics, what people typically break, because from what I can see as a technician, as a repair standpoint, the first things that's gonna break possibly is the front screen, the back glass, the charging port, and maybe other cosmetic damages, maybe the buttons on the side, But if the customer ever runs the phone over, then we're looking at a motherboard level repair, So it's just on there. This is going to be more of a the video that I want to introduce to you guys is not much of a educational for the specs of the phone. I'm not really gonna get into the specs of the phone. That's why Marcus Brownlee is there. He can provide that information for you guys. This is more of a internal look on what Apple does to develop these displays. And as a business standpoint, if you want to know more about that, please follow me. My name is Jay Sanzo, and also Mike Schmitz, who's the cameraman behind the video. We're in depth in doing what we do. We're on Facebook. I'm personally on Facebook as well. I would like to make a YouTube channel. I haven't. That's why I've seen these incredible people that have created YouTube channels, like Javier Verdugo, who's done his videos on YouTube, and I haven't done yet. So maybe this could be the first. So follow me, follow Mike, and see where we're gonna go on our journey. This is gonna be the beginning of what we're gonna be starting for the next foreseeable future. Okay. I'm gonna grab a torch. I'm gonna need a glove because it gets kind of toasty. I'm gonna remove the two bottom screws. Go. Alcohol's your best friend. Remember that, you guys. Now bear with me. I've never opened one up before, so let's see what we got here. Where is my blade? I'm already underneath. If you guys want to see a little closer, I can already dive my blade underneath the back glass. Look at that. Let's continue. Now what I like to do is I like to insert and leverage. Insert and leverage. That's my go-to. Insert and leverage. Insert and leverage. Okay. Look at that. I want to show you guys just how far I've been. You can already see the clips coming off of it. See that? Okay. Let's continue further. Wait one moment. And yeah, I want to show you guys something that's pretty cool. Look at that. I don't want to pull too much because there might be a flex cable underneath there, so let's be careful. Now, there you have it. Very easy, very typical. It reminds me of an iPhone 4 and iPhone 4S a lot. I know that a lot of you guys remember those days. Let's see how this goes. Now, mind you guys, the phone is hot. I'm just gonna turn it off right now. If not, it just turned off on its own because of the heat. Let's take apart. Now, we're not gonna do a full teardown. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in the parts that it comes. You know, the main parts. Like I said, what the customer comes in, they're gonna either break the back glass, the front display, the charging port, and maybe some cosmetic framing, you know? So let's go ahead and first thing first, remove the battery connector. Mind you, I've never done this before, so bear with me. I'm just kind of observing just as you guys are. So it looks like this is the battery right here, this long flex cable. See how it sticks up like that? Just unplug that. There we go. There you go. Cool, right? Now let's unplug the back glass. It looks like it's being held by one screw. Cool. What do you guys think? Pretty cool, right? So let's put that aside. And let's see what the interface looks like. Okay, cool. So now let's go for the front part of the screen. It's fascinating how they've put this thing together. It reminds me, yes, it does remind me of the 4S. However, it wasn't so hard. It wasn't so difficult. I just put a little bit of heat and ISO, and was very careful with the blade. You know, I make sure to insert and leverage every single time. It's adhered just as if you're removing the front display of not a 14, but a 12 or a 13. It removes in a similar fashion like those two. So what I'm doing right now is I'm warming up the front face of it so that I can remove the front face from the frame. There's been people that says that the front face is integrated with the frame. I don't know that. Let's just find out. I don't know any of it. I haven't seen too many teardowns. I'm just going based on what I've heard and what I'm seeing right now. So let's just give it some time. Now, once I remove the front screen from this guy, I will begin on the 14 Pro Max, okay guys? I know that you guys want to see that, so let's do that next after that, real quick.
Are you excited?
I am excited. So I just made I just made an insertion. Look at that, you guys. And I'm not gonna go underneath the flex cable. I'm just gonna move across the other side. Because as we all know, the flex cable's underneath, so we don't want to put that blade underneath there.
It's cool, isn't it? They look beautiful, especially when they're hooked together. Take a baling twine, wrap it around them, pull them together in like groups of 4, and then the other ones dig them out and you can replant them.
Doesn't seem like it's too bad, does it?
No, it's not. It's coming off fairly easy. See that, you guys? Can you see that? Okay. It is giving me a hard time from the top portion of it because obviously I warmed it up. Now it's kind of like cooling down, so I'm just gonna warm it up a little bit more so I can make it easier.
Those cameras look interesting how they're sticking out like that too.
Right. Doesn't that look interesting? Now this phone has a A14 Bionic chip on it, and I know that the 14 Pro, 14 Pro Max has a A16 Bionic chip. These displays are running on, for the 14, I'm not so sure about this 14, but for the 14 Pro Max, they're running on 2 million to 1 color contrast, and it does a true motion display, which is running at 120 hertz. You know, so that's a big deal. That's a lot of colors jam packed into a display. Okay, you guys, are you guys ready for this? Let me just drive my nails underneath here. Maybe not. Sorry for taking that off camera. Okay.
Off to work. Here we go.
Off to work, here we go. Look at that, there's 2 flex cables. One from the front facing camera and one for the display itself. Okay. Perfect. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna let it cool down. And what we're doing is we're making sure that we make the tear down as best as possible without damaging anything. So that's why I'm trying to be careful as much as I can. But let's take the screen off, yeah? It's okay. Maybe, yeah. Mike was kind enough to give me a magnetic strip. So let's put all these guys together so we don't lose them. Alrighty. There you have it, you guys. Look at that. Ain't that a trip, huh? So I think it's cooled down enough. Let's power it on. First
Gotta
things
test
first.
it.
Yes, we gotta test the display, because how can we do the repair without, knowing that you did a good job? So let's plug this guy back in. Okay. Now let's plug in the back glass. Haven't forgotten about this one.
Dustin wants to know if you think that the display, now that you've seen it taken off, that it's going to be very hard to refurb or not.
I don't know. It's always been a challenge. It does look different than the rest of them. If anything, it's going to be a learning experience for all of us.
Do you have to have the back plugged in, you think, or no?
Yeah, I would love to have the back plugged in before powering the whole entire device. That way it's all integrated. With Apple, you never know. Being that it's my first time, I just want to make sure that all my connections are sturdy. So there it is, you guys. Let me show you. Okay, let's power this guy on. Beautiful. Okay. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna remove the glass off of this guy. That's right, you guys. But we're not gonna do that just yet. We're gonna tear down the 14 Pro Max, okay?
Looks like it's going to be a fairly straightforward repair.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing in question is when there's an aftermarket part for the back glass, I'm looking at some challenges facing forward and ahead. So I'm not gonna bring that up in the video, but from what I can tell, when we buy these, they have to be all integrated just like that, you know? What I mean is that the whole MagSafe of the back glass is integrated in one piece. See this? So that what I'm saying is, if we're gonna buy this all intact in one piece, it has to come in one piece. There's no way we're gonna remove the back glass from this sheet layer. We're gonna ruin it. Or maybe there is a way, who knows? Nowadays, anything's possible. Okay, we're gonna put these guys aside and we're gonna do the 14 Pro Max now. Oops. Excuse me for that. Okay. Look how beautiful this is. 14 Pro Max. Whoops. Mike's on camera, by the way. Look at that. Don't allow. What's that? Okay, let's go for it. Mike, do you think that the back glass comes off just as the 14s?
I haven't heard anything about it yet, so I don't know.
So this is like straight up, we don't know. Okay, let's try it.
Well, nobody's tried to take the back glass off, I don't think, yet. I haven't seen anybody. Have you?
No, I haven't.
Does anybody know?
Well, that's what
Well, we don't know. Yeah, we're trying to figure that out. Is it just gonna come? Is it like a piece of glass, like normal, or is it gonna come off like the other ones?
That's what the teardown is for, right? So we can all find out.
This one guy says it opens from the front.
I bet it does.
Well, we're definitely not gonna pry on the back of it right now.
Okay. I know it's a 14 Pro Max, and we're just gonna tear this baby apart. So, bear with me, you guys. We're gonna warm up, and mind you, we're recording live at our storefront. We actually sit inside of a Walmart, believe it or not. So it's fascinating how we're doing this and in front of the customers as well. They don't know what's going on. They just see us as a regular store, and they don't see that we're doing a 14 Pro Max literally in front of inside a Walmart. So that's kind of funny, you know. Anyways, yes, I can't wait to do a 15 when the 15 comes out next year. I can't wait to let's see where we're at by then, and I can't wait to do an iPhone 16. Let's see how that goes, you know. But the 14 is my first time, and not that I'm not, you know, unfamiliar with these things, but it is my first time doing it on camera.
The pill is really interesting.
Yeah, isn't it? Because the color contrast is 2 million to 1 color contrast, the blacks are blacks, and the colors, you can see everything in the colors. Meaning that when it's black, what do you call it? The technology is called AMOLED. In other words, it's short for active matrix light emitting diodes, which means that these lights, they light up independently on its own within the display without having a backlight. That's why the displays are so thin. Now, the phone is under emergency right now. It is feeling the intensity of the heat, which is fine. We're doing that on purpose. But let's not have it on the hot plate for too long. You know, we like to keep our eye on our devices when they're on the hot plate. You know, we don't like overcooking our devices. It's like cooking. You know, like with anything. You know, you can have overcooked roast beef. You know, you don't want that. You know, do you want it extremely well done? No, you don't. You just want it well done, not well done. I like to feel on it too. It lets me know that if it's ripe enough to open it, and it's starting to. So let's go for it. Okay. Oh,
Look at
wow.
that. It just comes right up, doesn't it?
It just popped up right off on me. Look at that, you guys. So you guys can see a closer look. It's already lifting. So let's do it more.
Looks easy enough to me.
Right, just a typical iPhone 12, 13.
Typical. Even more easy. It looks even more easy.
Yes.
I'm interested to see about the frame around, since there's no notch around the frame on the top.
Yes, this is a full display. They have a hole punch in the display, similar to what the Samsung Galaxies have been doing for the past 2 years. Oops. I should be doing this in camera. See, I'm just lifting it up because it's all intact in the frame. And now it just popped off. So let's see. Let's show you guys. Oh wow! Look at that, you guys.
Looks cool.
Sorry, you guys. I'm sort of admiring this. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at this. Obviously, it's showcasing its A16 Bionic chip inside. The 3 cameras right there. The 3 front-facing cameras. Obviously, one of them is the actual front-facing camera. The other 2 are independent for your Face ID. So there's that. And then the actual plate for your back camera is right there. It's a fat plate right there. Looks like. Sandwich board. It does seem like it's a sandwich board. And this is for your, you know, this whole big old battery space. It's a huge battery. Look at that. I don't know what this is. It's magnetic. I believe this is your ear speaker.
Ear speaker.
Your ear loudspeaker. And your loudspeaker's right here, it looks like. And your Taptic engine. Your charging port, obviously. It's all integrated underneath. And it's very similar to an iPhone 13 Pro and 12 Pro.
What about that frame at the top?
What frame?
The frame on the screen.
This right here?
No, on the screen.
Oh, this.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Look at that, you guys. That's just your proximity sensors and also integration with your Face ID.
Okay.
Okay? Very typical. Now, I've heard people saying that the battery life isn't as great as the 13 Pro Max, and that's because there's the always on feature on these phones, similar to what the Samsungs have been doing for a while. They have a always on feature for your display. So I think to save energy for your battery life, what you need to do is to turn off that always on display feature, and I'm sure that they have that in the
Is the battery connected on the front or the back?
The battery is connected, looks like it's connected through the front. I'm just gonna take off the whole entire bracket right here and look where the battery's connected. So we're gonna do that together, you guys, okay? I'm just waiting for it to cool down because I like to be able to turn it off and navigate the screen before anything. And it is kind of toasty, you know?
The screen came off really nice though.
It did. It came out really nice, didn't it?
Now the fun begins.
Yes.
This is the part we all been waiting for. We got to get the frame off and get this glass
Yeah,
cut
why
and
not
see,
just, exactly.
see what this display's made out of. I'm interested to see if there's any adhesive on the bottom by the flex, and I'm interested to see how the frame comes off, being that it's a full display and there's really nowhere to snip on the top of it. We'll probably have to go in from the side or something, or try to get the frame up. It doesn't look terrible though.
No, it doesn't.
No, we don't have the front glass yet. Soon. This is just for fun.
Interestingly enough, the screws do look like they're the same size. I'm just kind of verifying that they are.
Same size on the plate.
Yeah, so you know that because we used to have an issue where the screws were a different size, and because of that, you could create a board damage by screwing it in too deep into the floor, which isn't always fun. Actually, there is one screw that's longer than the rest.
Which one?
It's the one on the top. So what I'm saying is, these look to be the same size right here, but the one in the corner right here is a different size.
The one on the edges.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. We're back live.
Looks great.
Looks beautiful.
The pill is really interesting to me. How it gets bigger and smaller, like when it senses touch and things like that.
Successfully
So it's
taken that
definitely
out.
part of the screen.
So now we can see all our connections. You can see your battery connector right here, your screen, AMOLED display right here, and your proximity sensor Face ID right here.
Cool.
So 3 basic connections. You know, you want to take off the battery first before you take off anything else. So let's turn this guy off. I'm gonna wait for it a little bit, you know, for it to fully turn off because sometimes they take a while, and I don't like unplugging the battery just like that, you know. So let's give it a minute.
I wonder if it's still going to be alive after we cut the last
That's
off of it.
one thing I'm wondering too.
I'm excited to see.
So here we have the phone.
It's a nice
Okay.
phone.
It's a very beautiful phone.
For an iPhone, it's a nice phone.
So now we're down to the bare bone, and this is what me and Mike do as a profession. What we do is we prepare phones for our customers, and these are the basic parts that typically come in for repair. I think the first thing that breaks is the front screen. The secondly, I think the back glass has been coming in as frequently as the front glass. But what I'm saying is, if you can get the parts and if you can repair the parts, then you're in business. If you can't then good luck, because for the better part of the past year or so, they haven't been able to make a 13 Pro, 13 Pro Max aftermarket, which isn't making it easy for technicians like me and Mike. You know, obviously we have an expertise on removing the glass, and this is going to be the first time we do this. So, mind you, I am going to be putting the screen at risk by removing the frame and removing the glass, and hopefully that comes out well. We've been doing this for years, but it being the first of these displays, the price on these displays, right now there's no market for it. It's so new. I believe the display price could range anywhere from $500 to $600. In other words, if we damage the display, that's like damaging the phone, basically right now. The cost of the value of the phone. So, literally, if we damage these displays, that's it, you know? Not only that, say we did get another display from another phone. Say we did get an original part from another 14 Pro Max. If we got another part from another 14 Pro Max, extrapolated it, and put it for this one that we have here, what that would mean is that the 14 Pro Max would say, oh, we don't recognize this display. It would say that it's not a genuine part. So we may have a display message for this, you know?
There's only 2 chips on it too, so it doesn't look that bad.
So I'm going to begin by removing the proximity sensors on both of these guys. You know, I'll do the 14 first, and then I'll remove the 14 Pro Max as well. If I damage the displays in the process of doing this, oh well, at least we tried, okay? This is all for experimental use. Let me get this clamp like this.
It's a 14 and a 14 Pro Max, Dustin. I don't think that's gonna work.
And sorry for the background noise, you guys, but it's kind of fun, you know? Again, I know I said this in the beginning of the video, so if you guys don't know, we are a part of Techie. We own a Techie store. We're about to open up another Techie location. So good luck on us for that, you guys. Okay.
So it looks pretty similar to the 13 Pro Max.
It's very similar.
Just take a little OPA sheet and go underneath that sensor and you can get it off. You could probably cut it with the frame still on it, but I think we want to try to get the frame off just so we see if we can.
Alcohol is your best friend, you guys. Use it at all times.
Yeah, remember that? You guys ate the whole.
There we go. Ah.
Pretty similar.
Very similar. I'm just going to attach that to the 14. Okay, now let's do the 14 Pro Max. This is actually using, the last one was using the tri-tip. This is actually using a Phillips screwdriver.
Ah, that's different.
And it's just 2 screws holding it down together with adhesive. Okay. I gotta be very careful. There it is. We got the flex cable. 14 Pro Max. With that with this frame. And now let's take a look at what we got here. Okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put one sheet of tape so that it, because glass has a soft, smooth surface, so when I'm cutting the wire, it's gonna want to shift and move. But if I put a tape underneath it, it's gonna stick easier. So let me do that. Just one slab of tape. You know.
Oh shoot. This one turned off. I didn't think the charging system's like not working.
How do I? On your other phone.
Which one?
Your other Samsung phone.
Oh, where's that at though?
Okay.
Just use yours.
Oh wow. I don't know how. If mine's a regular. Oh, okay.
So how do I switch to
Sounds good. Well, the good thing is that the other one's running still, right? Okay, good.
Oh, you're good.
Are we live? Hey, you guys. Bad news. Our live feed got cut off. And now I'm on my account. So if you guys are there, hi, thank you. Sorry for shutting you guys off, accidentally. Where we left off is where I was taping these displays up, and I wanted to show you guys the next step, okay? And the next step is game time. So, before I cut it, let's see if anybody's back in the room.
Yeah.
Cool, you guys. First things first. Let me look, because this is the first time I'm doing this, you guys. I'm doing this live, and I'm obviously recording it as well. So I'm taking a look at where I can snip safely.
Would it be better if you might try to get under it and pull up and snip?
Okay, I can do that too.
We have to get under this whole piece.
Yes. I'm also looking at this one too. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay. Okay.
It's 14 and 14 Pro Max.
So I'm gonna begin removing the frame off of this guy. Okay, you guys? So bear with me. It's actually pretty good.
You guys are close.
This for another 45 minutes.
Yeah. This was a. I was drunk. And I was in my pocket. Wherever you be. And this crack was in there.
We can like check it out on about 45 minutes.
Okay, but the battery is different. So, price range on that.
Battery's about 75.
Don't you have another iPhone 7?
We don't have 70.
Okay.
Is it coming off?
It's coming off, you guys. This is funny.
I want to get it a little closer so we can see it.
Yeah, let's get a little closer, guys. So, I find that this is a metallic frame, and metallic frame conducts heat more easier than anything. So, I'm just kind of like playing with it. Absolutely, but I'm just gonna be careful. It is gonna get a little thicker on this side. There goes the front ear speaker right here. So let's grab this guy out. Look at that. I'm just trying to be as careful as possible, you guys. If there's resistance, I just add a little bit more ISO. There we go. That side is taking off pretty good. But this side is just giving me a little bit more resistance than usual. You see that? So I'm going to just go in with the open sheet and kind of help it. There is a metal guard right there, so I gotta be careful right there.
Does it pull up together on both sides? Start pulling up together on both sides.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that just as I get to here. So now, what Mike just said, does it pull up from both sides? We're just gonna do that right now since I've never done this before. I'm kind of curious myself. Does it do that?
Well, we're looking for a separation between the frame and the flex cable to see if there's any adhesive under that.
Ooh, this is kind of scary. A little bit harder, huh?
When you start feeling resistance, just let off a little bit.
Yeah, I feel it. Uh-oh.
You see? There you go. Now go straight up with it, and then pull it out to the front.
I am gonna put a little bit more on some. I don't want to go like this. You don't want to do that because it could damage the flex cable doing that. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to go moving up like this. If that makes any sense, you guys. You know, away from the flex cable. See that? See how I did that? I didn't want to go like this because it could wind up hurting the flex cable. So let's stop that and showcase the screen. Frameless. Okay. Now, while we get this to cool down, we are going to do the 14 Pro Max now.
My turn.
Yes, makes it easier. Mike is about to go for it.
We're gonna let it warm up a little bit.
Yeah, let's let it get it toasty, you know?
You guys see where the adhesive is? It's not very sticky right here. There's no adhesive really right here.
It's actually just soft sponge almost, you know? Interesting. Look at that. Okay.
This is really interesting.
Isn't it? Just the way I pulled that off, and then I think you can even go on this side, Mike. Like you can even, because that's what I did. I felt like I could just kind of like peel it off from one side, and it just came off. And I put in an Oka sheet in between, you know.
This part's coming off really good.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. It's just a suggestion. I'm not trying to say that you're doing anything wrong. Go for it. No, I didn't get in. I wanted to let you do the honors. It's not going in all the way out.
I'm gonna have to snip the frame again. I like it to just separate right there.
You need something stronger to go in between?
Yeah. Just do that. Probably on the corner. More on the corner. Probably not on that part.
I'm not putting any pressure. I'm just kind of like feeling out, you know?
We're interested in seeing how the frame comes off, but we don't want to damage it at the same time. I'm worried about how it's a full screen, there's no notch, so I gotta be really careful on where to snip it.
Well, here's one way of approaching it. Yeah, of course. Yes. I was gonna approach it like this. Because check this out.
One you can pull up a little closer to the front there. Like can you pull up right here, like by the ear center?
I just need a way to lift the frame. What I'm doing is wrong idea, but still, I wanted to try.
They got good adhesive on it, that's for sure.
See where it is right there? I see where it is. But do we really want to go through there?
That part of the screen right there.
I believe so, Mike. Oh, I see it. Oh,
Did you get it?
yeah. Woo. Okay, check this out. If I dive my nail right here, look at this. You see how it's lifting a little bit? There you go. Yeah. Careful, Mike. Don't burn yourself. You're like, I'm not getting myself burnt. There you go. Good job.
Now we'll use it to shoot.
Careful.
What?
I thought you were gonna go with the flexi. We're like, ah. But you're always careful, Mike. I cannot question you. But look at how it's coming off.
It's more of like an upward motion.
Yes, isn't it? Okay, so moment of truth.
This is
Yeah, let me help you on this part.
it's gonna come off pretty easy.
Yes. That is the most graceful. That was the most graceful frame pull I've ever seen. That was very graceful. I saw how it lifted from the frame without damaging the flex cable too. Very graceful, Mike.
This means we're gonna be making lots of money, guys.
That was very graceful. I liked how that came off. And let me show you guys what we were facing here, just so you guys can see what we were looking at. And mind you, these two displays that were taken off, they're not cracked. The glass is all intact, so it's making it easier on us. But imagine if the glass was cracked. Imagine if this glass was cracked, and it would make it a little bit more harder. But what we were having a hard time with is the adherence right here. Look at how it's adhered. This adherence that Apple has, it's pretty strong. So look at that.
All right, let's cut the glass off of it.
What did he say? Well, what's that question Chris AD has? I don't understand.
Why don't you cut the glass in frame and then remove the frame later? Like,
Oh, I don't like doing that. I like doing it this way.
let's see it. Let's cut the glass off.
We're gonna cut the glass now. Should we test the display before
Yeah, let's do that.
cutting the glass? We're gonna test this display before removing the glass, okay? Now, we removed the frames, so that's one part of the teardown. Now we're just gonna test the displays whether they work or not. Okay. So, just grab the 13 Pro Max.
The moment of truth has come. Let's hope it works. Oh, look at that.
No line, no nothing. Touch is intact. Beautiful. So now we are going to turn it off and continue. Just put this aside. Just grab the 14 Pro, not the 14 Pro, but the regular 14.
You should try it without the back on once to see if it throws a message. Just curious.
Okay.
Or if it's just like the flash.
True enough. Now this is the one that I did, you guys. So if I mess this up, then I'm no good.
So iPhone 14 or 14 Pro Max?
This is a regular 14, you guys. Beautiful, right? I'm pretty sure they're going to be making aftermarket screens for the 14 and 14 Plus. But will they make it for the 14 Pro and 14 Pro Max? Now that's a different question. So,
Now, let's get the glass off of them.
mind you, I did turn it on without the back glass, so
No message.
No message.
There you go, Dustin. No message.
So this is the guy that we're gonna be cutting off first. Okay. Put that over here. Okay. Now, with something like this, we got to be very careful.
Which one is that?
This is the 14 Pro Max.
Oh. Let's look at it.
And before you even attempt doing the cutting of the wire, we got to make sure that
The glue
we
is
alleviate
clean.
some of the glue off of the frame before even cutting it, you know?
It has the hard white glue on it,
You see that?
on the frame.
So we have to, before getting in with the wire, we have to remove the adhesive because that adhesive may get in the way in cutting the display. So we have to make sure that there's no adhesive in there. Nothing abrasive. If you can look closer if you want, so everybody can see what I'm doing. I'm just removing some of this adhesive here, you know? See that?
This is zoomed into that.
Oh, okay. So, okay. So what I did is I just cut enough so that I can insert with my wire. You know, because you don't want that in the way of your wire. You know. And now, what we're gonna do, we're gonna cut the glass only off of the 14 Pro Max, just like this. This is a 13 Pro Max. We're gonna do the exact same for the 14 Pro Max. You gonna let me do the honors, Mike? Okay. This is in my way, so we're gonna put this over here. Okay, you gotta have good control with your wire, all right? So this is a 0.03 millimeter wire, or what is it called? 0.03 amp wire. And this is the size of wire we use to take off any cracked glass from your display. This is the process that we do every single day. Now, the more practice we do, the more practice we get off of doing these refurbishing, the easier it gets, and the faster it becomes. So for this one, it is taking a lot longer than normal. And I can see that the hole punch from here, you know? I can visually see the hole punch of the display. So we're gonna see how that comes off. I'm now beginning with my wire. I'm rocking it back and forth, slowly and surely. Okay, we have a customer asking questions.
We don't. We just repair. We don't help with anything like that.
Okay.
Yes.
I've made my insertion, and I'm going one way.
It just depends on the model. The model number. But we only have about 45 minutes.
I say in the night.
Going one way.
You guys look at one. So, if you do one at we're going to eventually try to work on getting you guys one piece too. Because the faster you can reply to us or we can reply to you, the better.
I can see the adhesive coming off, dragging it as I'm going one way with the wire. I don't care how much of the wire that I'm using. I'd rather save the display rather than save the wire. I'm letting my left hand do the work as I pull the wire and I roll the wire with my hand. You see my left hand? I'm just rolling it, rolling it, rolling it. And letting it drag until it fully cuts the display off. I'm halfway there. I'm say like 55%. Now I'm moving on to 65%. The cut is very easy. It's very smooth. Now I'm gonna go over the hole punch. Beautiful. That's one hole. Now we're going over the other hole. Uh-oh, it's dragging something.
Come up from the bottom and go around the right side.
So it is dragging like a, what is dragging is like a sponge over the adhesive. So let me see if I can get some tweezers. I need to get some tweezers. I'm going that way. I'm gonna go this way. It's just like the spongy material.
9202.
There we go. We'll do that one more time.
No, not 202. I can't, oh, my bad. 742. You guys open, you guys?
Yeah,
45 minutes? What time you guys open? What time you guys open? 12?
We close at 7.
You open at 12 now?
Yeah, we're just opening late today.
I just wanted to try to get my phone fixed today real quick. The back of it's cracked.
We got customers coming in.
We can do it. Take about 3 hours to do it.
3 hours?
Yeah. We figured it out.
Alright, I'll come back another day. Alright?
Thank you, man. Thank you.
I want to see this.
You guys want to see this? Now, what's amazing about this display, there's a hole punch on it. And as you can see, it's very similar to, like what would it be similar to, Mike? You more
S10.
S10, anything else?
No.
Any Samsung Galaxies out there, S20s, Note 10s, like a similar fashion to those. They have, as a matter of fact, do you have a display to showcase everybody? No? Okay, that's fine. But look at that. Now we should just start removing the adhesive now. So let's start doing that. Here's the glass. And we may reuse the glass to laminate the display, mind you. Every time we remove a glass from the display, it comes in adhesive. This adhesive is optical clear adhesive, and it sticks on to every Samsung, or every iPhone, every phone out there that's laminated. And we have to remove this adhesive. We have to remove this adhesive at all times. I'm going to use something called delimiting to help me remove it. Mike, how do you do this, Mike, usually? You just put it in there and you spread it across, right?
Yeah.
Just like so. It helps soften the adhesive on it. Look at that, like raindrops.
And then you let it dry.
So with this adhesive, it's like this how do I call it? It's like a degreaser almost. And this degreaser is cutting or breaking through this optical clear adhesive. That's a layer that's laminated to the glass. Okay?
You want to use the rod on it or not really?
No, I don't want to use the rod. You know, tempted.
I'm vicious. You're rod that thing.
I mean, maybe later on, I wouldn't mind.
Is it coming off pretty good?
Yeah.
It might need another layer of delaminating. I usually put 2 layers on.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah.
The hard part for me is holding on to it. So it's been a while for me to take off these adhesives from these Apple displays. Look at that.
Put another layer of delaminating on it.
I'm actually having a good time right now. It's very weak, the adhesive. Now notice how the display curves almost. It almost has it like you would think that the display would be like this crystal display, like a hardened display, but it's not. This is why I call it an AMOLED display. It's active matrix light emitting diode is what they call it. Meaning the display is malleable. It can bend, it can curve, but it can never crease. If you crease it, that's it. You damage the display. That's why Samsung is able to do the curve technology, because these displays, they're able to move like in that fashion, you know. So this is coming off pretty easily. The starting off point, it got a little confusing, but I got it now. And I'm trying to be as gentle as I can because this is a 14 Pro Max that I'm taking it off of.
I personally like the display. I think it's pretty nice. No problem with this one. You're about 75%.
Right.
About 80%.
About 80% taking it off.
85%. 90%.
Okay. Just a little burger. That's all. Really, that's what it reminds me of. Taking off a big old stain of burger off of the screen. Okay. Now that's the screen without the adhesive. Look how beautiful that is. There's a little bit of adhesive sticking out of the flex cable, but that's fine. Let me do that right now very carefully. There you go. And see, this is what I mean. See how it curves? Look at that. And now we're going to turn on the display. Let me just clean my workbench. Are you guys ready? I am.
That's what I'm talking about right there.
Look at that.
Easy.
That's one down. That's a touch. Look how beautiful that is, you guys. It wasn't so bad. And I'm sure you guys will be able to do just the same as we are, you know? For all the techs that are out there, this is possible, you know? If we can do it, you guys can too, you know? Let's turn this guy off. Look at that. There you go. Perfect. Thank you, sir, for waiting. And now let's go for the other one.
You want to read that real quick?
Sure. Let me put this at a safe spot. Okay. Take care. Okay. Thank you. Take care, Roger.
Okay, my friend.
Sorry, you guys. I had a customer repair, and very happy with his iPhone 11. That's what it's all about, you know. Now Mike had taken the initiative to remove the display off of this guy, and see how the way he does it, he just goes and swings, and look how it popped off like that. Wow.
It's almost already even clean.
Yeah, it's almost clean already. It came off with adhesive this time around.
You want to test it?
Let's test this guy. Okay, let's be very careful.
We bought a 14 and a 14 Pro Max, so we have a tester. The screens are actually cut pretty easily, I think. It felt like it's just your basic iPhone refurbished.
Yeah, it doesn't cut that. Okay,
I could do a lot of these in a day.
no problem, right?
No problem.
Now what we're doing here, we're making sure that the 14 turns on.
Hopefully it does.
Nope, no power. Let's double check. Let me make sure my connection's proper. It is. I need a plug-in.
Right
Okay, so
there. You're good.
what we're gonna do, we're gonna plug this guy in. Without a doubt in my mind that this was gonna work. Without a doubt in my mind. So sometimes they just don't want to power on, so you gotta jump start them.
Jump start.
Without a
Looks
doubt in
great.
my mind. Looks beautiful, Mike. Great job. I love how he was able to do it effortlessly, and how Mike was able to, especially the part with the 14 Pro Max, how he was able to take off the frame very easily. That was top notch right there. That takes a lot of skill to know. You know, and obviously we don't have no backlash to this, so there's no backlash message. That's good. You know, look at that. Oop, there's a little adhesive by the camera. Anyways, what do you guys think of all this, man? What I think that I believe that we're able to do this, bring on whatever iPhone that comes in next, say the 15, the 16, whatever, what have you. My thoughts right now is, if you guys want to know what we do and how we do it, please let us know. Message me or Mike. I'd be more than happy to show you guys how we do this stuff.
Hey Jimmy, what's your location?
Lastly, I want to thank all of you for participating, for watching this video. This was a long time coming. And lastly, Mike, do you have anything to add about what we're doing here?
No, everything looks great. I'm so happy that that the screens are actually going to be able to be refurbished fairly easily, which I thought they were going to, and It looks like it's going to be pretty simple to me. Anybody can do this.
We just wanted to showcase that it is possible. I think that if we continue with the refurbishing, first off, we don't have the glass. Maybe we can make another later video of getting the glass prepped up for relaminating the glass that we just took off. So we could do that, and then maybe wait on the frame. As soon as the materials do come through China, we'll showcase those videos. But for now, we're just gonna leave them like that. And I wanted to say thank you for everybody that were watching. Lastly, I want to say thank you for my team, Mike, who's been there through and through. Karen, who's also been there from the beginning since we opened up the store, and our new team members that are going to be Chris and Josh, that is going to be part of our team for the next store that we're going to be opening up in the next coming weeks. So thank you guys, and again, if you guys want to know what we do and how we do it, this glass only costs like $10, you guys. The display's like $400 or $500, you know. And I'm sure everybody's gonna do their warranty or whatever because nobody's gonna be able to do them, you know. But if you want to be able to do them, and it's not gonna be any easier, you guys. As a repair technician standpoint, and somebody that runs this businesses and how we do it, it's not gonna get any easier. So what we're doing it isn't optional, it's mandatory, and if you want to be able to survive in the business moving forward, this is where it's at. This is where it's at. 14 Pro Max, refurbishing the glass only. It's where it's at, and if you guys want to know how we do it, please let me and Mike know. We're going to be showing and doing training for all this stuff. Okay, thank you, and I wish you guys goodbye.